Welcome back to the HullCityFanCentral YouTube channel, where today I'll be giving you my preview prediction and everything you need to know ahead of Hull City versus Queen's Park Rangers at the MKM Stadium. Tuesday night kickoff, the second fixture in our 3-game week, so to speak, as obviously we've just beaten our championship rivals in Millwall on Saturday, and then we look forward to a lovely trip to Bramall Lane on Friday evening, where we will see what happens. So today we're going through all of everything you need to know ahead of Tuesday night's fixture under the MKM Stadium lights. Injury update. Now, there's only really one injury update, so to speak, coming out of the Millwall game, and that being Louis Coyle's leg. Now, if you haven't seen online the photos that Louis Coyle shared upon his story on Instagram of his leg, I'd highly advise, if you are a bit squeamish, don't look at them, because there is two clear big gashes in his leg, and I presume, therefore, that he will not be in contentions for this game. Other than that matter, there's no fresh injury update to report on as far as I am aware. Of course, this can all change heading into tomorrow's game day, but as I am aware so far, there is no fresh injury concerns other than Louis Coyle, and no sudden arrivals back into the squad off the injury list. So let's go into my Hull City predicted starting 11. Powered by our friends over at Fanhub. Do you know what Fanhub is? It's a fantastic free app where you get rewarded for being a football fan for free, so go and check them out. Okay, this is my Hull City starting 11. This is what I think Ruben Sayers will play tomorrow evening. In goal being Carl Rushworth back again. I think that you can't really take the starting job off him after having a clean sheet in his league debut against Millwall, although Panda is a very, very strong keeper in his own right and probably one of Hull City's standout players, if not the standout player this season so far. Cody Drammer comes in to replace Louis Coyle after having his leg gashed open, but I believe that will be the only change to the defensive line, as Alfie Jones will pair up with Finlay Burns in the centre halves, and then Sean McLaughlin, after having a fantastic display at left back, will regain that spot at the left back position. Heading forwards, it's the midfield trio that everyone loves: Stephen Alzate, Regan Slater and Gustavo Puerta. Heading upfield, Abu Kamara out on the right. I believe that Joe Geldhart will get his full debut for the Tigers after coming off the bench against Millwall. I think he'll start this one in replace of Mason Burstow. And then up top, leading the line, as always, it's João Pedro. So, yeah, fantastic little lineup, I think that is. I think the only changes necessary are Joe Geldhart coming in for Mason Burstow, as he didn't have the best of performances against Millwall. And then, obviously, presumably Louis Coyle will not be playing unless he somehow miraculously heals his wounds over 2 days, which, I mean, it's Louis Coyle. He can play without any legs, can't he? So we will see on that front. A bit of other news. Well, transfer news is all racking on, isn't it? I mean, because of how the game week set out, I haven't really had a chance to record a true transfer update video. So let's slide one in here. Lincoln Enrique, the man on your screen, is apparently taking his medical, and the signing is official, so we will wait and see on the announcement on the front of Lincoln Henrique. There is 2 more signings inbound. Carl Joseph, £2.5 million bid being accepted, and that one seems to be heading our way fairly soon from Blackpool. And then also Elliot Mateoza, fully butchered it, I'm very, very sorry. £1.8 million deal reportedly done. The young Belgian international will be becoming a Tiger on a fantastic deal, that being. Of course, people may know him from his time over at Monaco, but a fantastic deal that to grab him in for about £2 million-ish. Brilliant deal. Another stellar deal by Hull City. Talking about Carl Rushworth. Carl Rushworth's loan to Hull City could end next week, but it's not likely to. Brighton do have until next week to call back Carl Rushworth from his loan at Hull City, but the England under-21 international, who kept his clean sheets on his league debut on Saturday, is expected to stay out on loan at Hull City, as we have already talked about on the channel previously. And obviously that £2.52 million bid having been accepted by Blackpool for Kyle Joseph. Lovely little note on that one. Of course, the Blackpool manager currently is former City manager Steve Bruce. So fantastic that he is sending one of his strikers over to Hull City, one of his young strikers in Kyle Joseph. That's everything I believe I need to round up on the transfer news. I mean, reportedly 2 transfers could happen today. So by the time this video comes out, we may have already had 1 or 2 of these announced, so who knows really what the landscape will be coming into the next few days for Hull City. Last meetings between both sides. Let's crack back on into the game. Of course, last 2 meetings between both sides has ended in Hull City's favour. Of course, that fantastic 3-0 win at the MKM Stadium last time out in last season, which is a fantastic game, that one. If you remember the Ozan Tufan, I believe that his first goal, well, the first goal in the game from Ozan Tufan came, I think it won him the goal of the season for Hull City. And then also, of course, a fantastic 3-1 away win at QPR. And I believe that was also the last win under Tim Volta as Hull City manager. And then we'll just gloss over the 2-0 loss in December of 2023, shall we? Form heading into this game. So QPR, they're not doing too bad for themselves this season, I must say. Of course, they did lose 3-1 to us early in the season, but recently they have been putting on a bit of a show against some tough oppositions, we'll say that. So, of course, a 1-1 draw away at Norwich, a 3-1 win at home to Watford, and then a 2-1 win at home to Luton Town. Luton Town are obviously now in the relegation zone, but on the same amount of points as us. We'll ignore the 6-2 loss to Leicester City as that was in the FA Cup, and then a 1-0 win last time out over the weekend against Plymouth Argyle. So it's going to be a bit of a tough one, all things saying. But going off the last 2 league performances for Hull City, they have dug deep. They have built out to try and get the results in these tight affairs. Of course, a Millwall side that are known to be very strong at the back and not really give up many goals. Only that was the 24th goal they've given up this season, and that was an own goal to Hull City in the end. Obviously, we know what the fantastic effort was in that 3-3 draw against Leeds United. So hopefully we can build on the form from the Millwall away win and pick up 1, maybe 3 points tomorrow night. And then we'll see what happens on Friday, because anything can happen at Bramall Lane, hopefully. So this is what the table looks like. A little bit of a gap between both sides, a whole 9-point gap between both sides. So it's going to be a bit of a tough time to get out of this relegation battle, I think. We are currently outside of the relegation zone, but there's a lot of teams around us that are on similar points or the same points as us. So it will take a few good results in a row to get us out of this, as all the teams around us pretty much picked up a good result this weekend, either wins or draws. So shared shirts. There was quite a selection to choose from for this one, but I thought I'd go with the former Hull City captain and former Hull City goalkeeper back when he was in the Premier League and in the Championship for a few seasons, and that being David Marshall. Of course, many fans will know him from his time over at QPR, the Scottish goalkeeper. Didn't do too badly at Hull. Quite liked him. But yeah, David Marshall, shared shirts. How are you doing? So player to watch out for this game. I've gone for Ilias Chair, so you probably will know who Ilias Chair is, to be frank. The 27-year-old Queen's Park Ranger winger. The Moroccan international as well. Been fantastic, but he's really been turning his game on in the past few games. He had a bit of a slow start to the season. I believe there's a few injury concerns and bits like that as well. But over the past 3 championship games, he's got an assist in each one of them. The last one, obviously, being in that 1-0 win away at Plymouth, as I just talked about a bit ago. But picking up assists in the Luton win and also the Watford win. So it seems like when Ilias Chair is assisting, QPR are winning. So certainly a player to watch out for. He registered 4 assists in 15 matches in the championship this season. So certainly a player to watch out for on the wide or through the centre, wherever they decide to play him. Score prediction. So I do think that Hull City will grab the win tomorrow. I'm almost certain that Hull City will bounce on from the win against Millwall and grab the 3 points tomorrow. It needs to happen. We can't just go win and then lose, win then lose, win then lose, because that's not how you get out of the relegation battle, is it? So 2-1 win for the Tigers is what I'm saying. I do think that the goals for the Tigers will come through the format of João Pedro, and then also I do think that I believe his first goal for City, and Steven Alzate, he had a fantastic performance against Millwall, and why not have him grabbing a goal against QPR under the MKM Stadium lights? So, I'll leave you with that photo of Adrian Ilajali as I ask you to let me know down in the comments what your prediction is ahead of this game, who you think will win, what you think the score will be, and who do you think will score, hopefully, for the Tigers. And I will see you in the video tomorrow. Of course, reaction after the game as always, and always I will keep you updated on the channel around all the transfer news and gossip around Hull City. So if you want to know when a player signs, stay tuned to the channel by liking and subscribing, and I'll see you in the next video. Up the Tigers!